Okay, let me ask you something. Good morning. Let me ask you something. If you were a 30-year-old white woman with naturally blonde hair, you were born blonde and you remain blonde, or maybe ashy blonde, I don't know, sometimes blonde people's hair gets darker as they get older. But if you were a natural blonde with blue eyes, natural blue eyes, not contacts, and you met some people and they said, you're wearing contacts and you dye your hair, and you said, no, I don't. Honestly, I don't. I know people lie about stuff like that, but if you said, no, my hair is naturally blonde, I'm 30 years old, and my eyes are naturally blue, and you were around a person or persons, and they didn't look like you, but they insisted you were lying, would you stand there? If you were a person, you know, living their life with a not a bum on the street, but if you were someone actually, you know, with a productive life, would you stand there and argue with the people that insisted on telling you dye your hair and your eyes are not really blue? And you were like, I'm telling you, it's a fact. My eyes are blue and my hair is a natural blonde. That's how I was born. That's a fact. There's no arguing. It doesn't even matter at a point, hopefully in the first few minutes. And it won't even matter what they think. You will just walk away, right? If you have sense, if you are a stable-minded person with common sense, and you're living your life and you're happy and you're gonna just walk away. Like, okay, I know what the facts are. You're sitting here trying to make me crazy and make me feel like the facts aren't the facts. But if you know something to be 100% a fact, 100% a fact, you're not going to argue. You're going to walk away. People only argue and give you opposition when there's some truth to what you say. Okay? Another example. I'm trying to give examples before I get into the main statement. If you were married to a man and you know that he's a liar and a cheater, you know this. People don't change. He's in his 40s. He's not going to change. You know he's a narcissist. You know he's a liar. You know he's a cheater for a fact. Because it happened to you. And it's not like, well, it happened to you, but I'm better. The other woman goes, I'm better. I'm special. I'm prettier. I'm younger. So it's not going to happen to me. But you know the man. And you tell her, baby, it's going to happen to you. And she doesn't listen. And then it happens to her. You laugh, you know. But the person that wants to tell you, no, you're a hater, that person is going through cognitive dissonance, and that person is going to learn. But that person is only arguing because they're afraid it might be true. Now, if you tell people human beings aren't the only living, intelligent life on earth, there are other people, there are other things that are not human, but they're even more intelligent than we are. If you tell someone what we call aliens are real, and they go, oh my God, you're crazy, you're a conspiracy theory, you need to this and this and that, and you say, no, EBEs are real, extraterrestrial biological entities are real, and you might even say interterrestrial, like things from Earth that don't live on the surface are real, and the people that you're talking to look at you like you're crazy. Don't, you just walk away. Me, this is what I do. First of all, I don't go around saying that. Second of all, if I get into a conversation with someone and it comes up and they start looking at me or telling me I'm crazy, I just end the conversation. I had that happen to me the other day with a friend of mine that's a lot younger than me. I call her my little niece nowadays. But anyway, she's a lot younger than me. And I said, and she was kind of like, oh, okay. And I just dropped the conversation. I switched it to something simple, very simple, that she could understand. But I just dropped the conversation because she was not open to the facts that I was presenting to her at all. And my job is not to convince anybody of anything. So I just dropped the subject. Later on, you find out, you learn, let's say the government comes out and the news and everybody come out and start saying, oh, this is real. People from the military, and people in Congress and the presidents and everybody starts to say the same thing that I said, okay, the truth came out, and then people will either accept it or they'll still. There are people right now that are saying the Epstein files are not real. There are literally people right now online, I've seen them online, YouTube and Facebook, that are literally saying it's a hoax. It's not real. That's a hoax that Trump is pulling. Someone actually made in a comment. They said the Epstein files are not real. They said the Epstein files are not real. That nobody is raping and eating children. None of that is real. Oh my God, you believe anything. Natasha or whoever they're responding to, right? Those people, they're living in their own comfortable little glass house of ignorance. Let them be. There's nothing for you to argue with. Let everybody live their life the way they're living their life. Unless they're hurting you or hurting someone innocent, leave them alone and move on, period. That's it. Even if it's family, move on. Okay? So when people like me who have said aliens are real, aliens, I hate that word, but aliens are real, these things are going on, we know it. I've seen spaceships. If someone has seen a Sasquatch, a Bigfoot, no one would believe them except other people who have seen them or who have a very open mind. If I went to the mountains of Georgia and I literally saw a Bigfoot, what they call Bigfoot, literally, let's say I got a picture of it, people would say the picture is AI, they wouldn't believe me. And let's say I didn't get a picture, but I talked about it online, people would call me a liar, because most people would, not everybody, most people would call me a liar. So I just wanted to say this morning in my morning rant, guard your peace. If you want to suffer from cognitive dissonance and not believe what's really happening in this world, and you want to keep your rose-colored glasses on, keep them on. Please. Keep them on. But if you're a person, the opposite type of person, and you know these things are real, or you know certain things, and you speak on it, and people ridicule you and criticize you and call you names and say you're stupid and retarded and ridiculous, that's their prerogative to say what they want. They're not going to put their hands on you, so let them say what they want. Let them believe what they want. Keep your peace. Guard your peace. The reason why the camera is turned around, everybody, is because I have my work uniform on today, and it's nobody's business where I work. I still got stalkers, I'm sure. And I keep my very personal, private stuff private. Like my details. I keep my details private. So that's why the camera is turned around. Okay? So yeah, the morning rant, the moral of my morning rant is guard your peace today and every day. Guard your peace.